Hello and good morning. Welcome to Tattoo Twin Tarot. I've realised over the last few days, because I've working on so much energy of those following their healing, I understand that there's some people out there that can't focus so much on walking away, and their person or the person that they're connected to or the person they want to come back in, their divine masculine, could be out there in a third party, whether that's with somebody else or stuck in a cycle of addiction, of codependency, in a karmic situation. A karmic isn't always about a love interest. It could be a family member, a best friend, a parent, or stuck in the mindset that work is the only thing that they have to really focus on, and whatever it is that come between yours and their connection, that's a karmic situation. Karmic situations are good because they learn us the lessons that we need to be able to move forward. So this is a reading for those people who are waiting on their person, their divine masculine, to get out of that karmic situation. So we're just going to have a look at what's going on with that situation. Now, while I was shuffling and before I pressed record, the first card had fell out, which is what made me think, you know what, let me get this recorded. I thought I'd already recorded, or I thought I'd already pressed it, and I hadn't, so I was just kind of feeling it, and as I realised it hadn't, I pressed, and the first card had fell out. So a new love enters your life. It's time to celebrate. So let's see what else is here. I will go in depth a little bit here, because I do understand that when it's a karmic situation, there's so much that goes on. And if you're unable to really unfocus on what's going on, which I understand has happened, it happened to me in the past, we all go through it. And I understand there's a new wave that could be coming in that's just started to awaken, that has realised the awakening here. So let's see, we had rejuvenation, positive transformation, and a change is on its way. Now that came out sideways, so I don't think it's necessarily here, but I think somebody or your divine masculine is thinking about moving out of a situation. Okay, that one was a very definite one. You keep being drawn in like a moth to a flame. Don't get your wings burned. So I think the hope that this person, or the person you're connected to, keeps drawing back in to the situation that they're in. So if it's a love situation, that they keep feeling the energy to leave, and then the person they're with keeps drawing them back in, whether through guilt or shame, or gives them what they want, i.e. money, or the drugs, or if it's a job, they keep giving them more work or offering them a better situation, anything they can to stop them moving forward out of that karmic situation. Somebody's making it irresistible, so they have to learn to resist this temptation that is around freedom. All challenges and blocks are gone, and when they do, that's when they will realise that the freedom, or maybe they're feeling that their freedom will come back, because at the moment I don't think they feel very free. I don't think they have the right oomph at the moment to really see how wrong the situation is that they are in. Kiss. Sometimes you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince. So this person, if it is a karmic situation with a person, they may be realising that they've been around this cycle a lot of time, and that they've kissed a lot of frogs. It might be somebody who's just emotionally unavailable. So they like those newfound relationships, a lot of one-night stands, that kind of thing. And they keep doing the same thing. They're not really growing anything from where they're at. And they're realising that they could have kissed quite a few frogs. Okay, the last card, Twin Flame. Yes, you found your soulmate. So I think in the moment that this person is going to reflect, the second this person realises that they just keep getting drawn into this situation, was the top line, they are wanting that freedom. They've realised they've kissed a hell of a lot of frogs, but the only one they want is that one from the past, which is you. they're finally realizing this connection is stronger than anything that they have felt with the person or any of the persons that they've been with since they broke up with you. They're finally understanding they will finally understand that there's something stronger here. So this is kind of where they are right now. So they're thinking about the change, but they can't resist that temptation. The temptation around them is too strong. If you've been watching my other readings about healing, we've been resisting it because the person isn't quite ready. They keep getting drawn back in, and this is the same kind of energy here. So those who don't want to focus on it, I don't normally put it out there, because I think when you've walked away from something, you don't want it kept putting in your face. But those who want to know, this is for you, my darlings. Okay, the final outcome here. Now, this is all about intention and energy. So if they follow this mindset of wanting this rejuvenation and understand that it's the same cycle that keeps drawing them back in, whether somebody keeps promising them things that it doesn't come through, it doesn't fruition. Whether this is addictions where they keep thinking like, yeah, I've got this and I'm going to walk away from it, and then they keep going in the same circles of friends and they keep getting drawn back in. Or this could be they're ready to move forward, or they're thinking about things and then a family member could stop them, whether it's a codependency on somebody. So they could be codependent on somebody to keeping them in that situation. Okay, the final outcome of what I can see on the table is making a wish. Time to have some fun with midnight. And the last one is smolder. The situation continues. Have patience. Okay, so the final outcome here is they're not going to move forward. Somebody is, so they could be drawn in, although they realise who you are. It's wish fulfillment right now. They aren't able to manifest what they want because they're not doing the things that they should be doing. Midnight. So right now, because it's the Christmas time, they're probably just all involved in having fun. So this karmic, they might just think, you know what, sod it, I'm staying put, it's Christmas, I've got kids with her, I might not have kids with her, or better than being on my own. If this is a family member, oh well, I'll just put up with it because it's Christmas, I want to go and spend Christmas with my family, so I will just put up with the situation. It's time for us to have fun. And it isn't going to move forward over the Christmas period. So this isn't something that's going to really grow. But what we don't see coming under the deck is the opportunity will arise for this person to get out of the situation. But there has to be patience surrounding this. So this is why we say go and focus on yourself. Because while you're focusing on them, you're not allowing yourself to really live in the present, and your anxiety about what is going to come or the depression of what has happened could be hitting you. Your energy levels are low, so take a break, my darling. Give yourself this energy. The opportunity will come, but you have to have patience. Somebody's burning the candle at both ends, and we all know that when you burn the candle at both ends, things get burnt out very quickly. And although the journey has been very hard for you right now, it is going to improve. But you just have to go along with the flow. The energies that are out there, we're in retrograde. People might be going over the like the past and reviewing things, which is why they've got that rejuvenation card coming out. So the thought that's in their head right now, sometimes you have to plant the seeds in their head and then it takes time to grow. So they may be laying the seeds. So this person who you're connected to, it's on their mind in their deep, darkest moments of their mindset. They know that they're in the wrong place. They know that this connection they're with, or this thing they're doing, or this situation they're in, really isn't for them. But I think sheer stubbornness, because they keep getting gratitude, or they keep getting some kind of influx of whether it's money, attention, or something soothing their ego. So this person can be very ego-driven. And they've learned a pattern of getting what they want. And I think this karmic situation is feeding that, whether that's a loved one, whether that's a work situation, or whether that is just a family member. There is somebody, because of their actions, they're so codependent on them, they're always drawn back in. They are like the moth to that flame. Okay, let's get some, let's see what we're going to do next. Let's just go straight into the tarot. So what is this person? And then I will do a few clarifiers. So the person you're connected to, bottom of the deck, left you out in the cold. Okay. So this is connected to those who have a divine masculine or divine feminine out there who is connected to a karmic situation. What can you tell this person to help ease their mind during this Christmas time when things can be so lonely for those who are pining for somebody else? So this is a reading for those in a karmic situation. What can you tell us, Spirit, about those that are in this karmic situation? What can you tell us about what's going on in this karmic situation? Okay, so we've got the Four of Wands. So this person is living with this person, or this person provides stability for this person. And because of that, that's why they are there. This person is codependent on, and this person allows them to do what they're doing by financially contributing it, or they have to live there because they haven't got anywhere else to go. Or they use the commitment that is between them. So whether that's, you know, well, you're my mom and you have to do this, or whether this is you're my girl and they're still doing this, whatever it is, somebody hasn't understood this fully. Then we have the Four of Swords. So somebody during this time of the Christmas period may not be very well, and maybe retreat to bed and start really thinking about these Three of Swords that's above them and really looking deep into it, because it's rejuvenation, which is why it's now. They're looking at things differently. So somebody knows the situation they're in isn't right, but they haven't quite got the strength yet to pick up that fourth sword, but they are looking at this Three of Swords. Even though they're in this union and commitment with somebody else, or this situation is quite, it supports their living. If they're in a very low vibration, whatever's going on, they're supported in that. But they're going to look at things. And while they're looking at things, look, they're going to go down memory lane with the Six of Cups. So the nostalgia's kicking in. And they're going to start thinking about that person from the past. Now, that came out on top of the Twin Flame. So the Six of Cups and the Twin Flame card is right underneath each other here. What's going to happen during this time? Yeah, look, they are really thinking about this heartbreak and betrayal. 222 was on the screen when I spoke that then. So they might understand that the situation they are in is a third-party situation, and they are creating so much pain because they're in this home where they shouldn't be, or they're in this situation that they shouldn't be. Okay, so let's clarify. Well, not clarify, but let's go underneath what's going on underneath. So this person, whilst realising where they've gone wrong, they may understand that this King of Cups energy has to come to the forefront, because when they think of you, or they go back into this nostalgia realm, they're very much all up in their emotions, very emotional, very understanding to the emotions and the process. Maybe this person has, well, we'll clarify, so we'll go deeper into that in a minute. But I think that person during this time of rest and contemplation, or in their dark moments, or when they go and retreat back to their bed, they are feeling, sorry, I don't know what's going on in my throat today all of a sudden. Okay, so this person finds it hard to speak about their emotions, or finding it hard to speak. Or realise that that's why it's in the past, this Three of Swords was there, because they didn't know how to emotionally connect to that King of Cups energy. Okay, what's going to come underneath this Six of Cups? The Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands came in reverse. So although they are thinking this, they're not moving, they're not acting on it. So they're not going to look out to the future. They're not going to plan to walk away from anything that is going on right now. There is no action to move forward, because somebody's key has got to find the strength and the courage. The strength and the courage to walk away from this heartbreak and this home, or this stable situation that they have created, regardless how toxic it is. Okay. So when they are thinking about you and they're all in these emotions, they really wanted this victory. They really wanted that victory with you. And I think they realised that they blocked their own victory with you, because now they can see what they should have done emotionally, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it, did they? But they could also be looking at you. Seven of Pentacles comes out under the Six of Wands and the Three of Wands. So although they're not ready to move, when they find the courage to get the victory that they want, they're going to also look back at, what did I get when I was with that person? I was more happier. I was more emotionally stable. Even if I wasn't emotionally open and vulnerable to the situation, this person brought me stability, which is exactly the opposite to where they are now. They've got the stability, but it's not they're not happy there, because the Three of Swords is all they think about. They're up in their head. They know that they have to do some healing and sorting out some issues from the past here that caused all this betrayal. And in that moment, they realise they have the potential to be this quick King of Wands. They don't have to be that dark energy of, or the player, or the in and out. They don't have to be that Knight of Cups or that Knight of Wands that went lustful, but they just aren't ready to make the changes in the near future. So moving into the new year, we have the strength, because this is over the next course of, I'd say, weeks. So this is this week, that's next week, and then going into the new year. So the first week of the new year, they're going to maybe find the strength because they want that victory, and they've realised that everything they've ploughed into really hasn't been able to grow much more than what this 7 is, and this 7 of Pentacles. So let's clarify here. Where do we want to clarify? We'll clarify all of them. Okay, so the reason that they're in this 4 of Wands situation with this person is because they've got the King of Wands energy, and they understand that they need to be in the Queen of the King of Cups energy. So they could have gone there quite lustful, quite stubborn. They could have been quite stubborn about coming away from something, or they could have been manipulated into that because their eyes was focused on the prize of toxicity, whether that was sex, money, or addictions. There's very much something that was dragging them into that Wands of energy, and they realise they want to be in this Cups energy. They don't want to, or they will realise they want to be in this, because being this King of Wands always brings some of this heartbreak. You know, they don't understand that. So right now, they're going through this 9 of Swords. So I tell you, they're going to be in bed a lot. So they could be having some kind of health issues, where they just want to retreat to bed, but they're not sleeping on a night time because of what they're thinking about. So the 6 of Cups is energy with the Queen of Swords. They could have been quite sharp with you, or you could have been sharp with them and stated, I need you, I'm walking away because I can't deal with this situation no more. You're not giving me any more forward moving energy, because you're so irresistible to the temptations. You can't resist them. You can't resist the temptations of what's going on. So this three of Swords here is the Page of Pentacles. It's took them quite a long time. They've probably got a bit of an immature outlook on why things in the past didn't work, but it's took them a long time to maybe realize that they were the cause of all of this heartbreak that they've suffered. So when it gets into this King of Cups energy, that's when he may reach out to you and start sending the messages, because of, you know, the realization, although the words are going to come in, they're not ready to move. They're not ready to act. They're not ready to walk away from those 2 of Wands in the past, or where they currently are. They're not ready. So even though they come in, don't get your hopes built up too much, because they might be giving you this fast-moving energy because they want you to fill their cup up. Well, they're the ones that have to change the situation they're in. They have to be willing to walk away from everything that they are entangled in. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles covers that. So they're not coming towards this 9 of Pentacles, which is this single lady who's very good at manifesting. She's very much focused on her own life. So by you focusing on that, they're not going to come towards this 9 of Pentacles, because they haven't got the strength, but that will come slightly after. Yeah, and when they get the strength, they're going to be able to really emotionally walk away from this situation, the entanglement or the attachments that they are in. This is going to be a realization of time, but this all depends on the center of the reading, which is the messages. So if you allow them to come back in before fully changing and before they fully embrace this change forward, you won't get this next level of moving forward. They won't get this victory with you. Why? Because your need of them, or your codependency on them, is going to take you straight back into another cycle. You have to stand your ground here, because this person is not ready. They're not ready to move forward. They're not ready to fully commit to changing the issues or the dark side of whatever's going on. They're not ready to walk away in its full. And until then, you aren't going to be able to get the best out of this person, and they're not going to be able to get the best out of you. The victory. Okay, yes. So there we go. The death under the messages. The only way that they realise they can move forward is there has to be an ending completely before they can find this victory. Or they realise that the death card has to be played. They really do have to walk away and end out a cycle that they're in, or a situation they're in, a karmic connection they're in, a job offer that they're in, a job that they're in, whatever it is, that the death card has to come. Let's just clarify one more for that. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. They know they have to, it's going to take some hard work for them. They're going to have to really knuckle down and do some inner work here. The 7 of Pentacles is covered by the Queen of Pentacles. So when they go into this rest and looking back at why they've can only ever really achieve this 7 of Pentacles, they're going to be focused on getting to this Queen of Pentacles over here. This person who, look, we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So in the present moment, they just see somebody who's happy doing her own thing, living her life. But when they get to this point of, well, where have I got since I've left you? They've got to 7 of Pentacles. Where have you got? Because you walked away from these messages or said, you know what, I love you, but I know you're not ready for this. I want somebody who's willing to be emotionally connected towards me and ready to give me what I know I deserve. Because now, whilst you've been gone, although I've been all up in my head, which is why healing is so beneficial, because when they do, you're not going to grab onto these fast-moving messages. You're not going to grab onto something that is just through a whimsical feeling and they're not going to leave again, because that's what will happen. Because you've said no, or because you say, you know what, this is going to take time. I need you to prove to me by going away and just doing your thing. Right now probably isn't the right time for this. Because I need solid movement. It's not just about words. And the movement here would be them walking away from everything that they're attached to. But they're too connected to all of this. And they can't do that right now. So by you saying that is going to really flip their energy for them to understand, I've got to find the courage to emotionally disconnect from the situation I'm in. Because if I want this victory, then I have to put death to a situation, and I have to work on me the way you have been working on you. And that will only happen when you show them that you are aligned to who you are, and you have to stand up for yourself. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. Okay, so let's give one more. The Hermit. So this is when, so they might then start to realise, I've got to find that inner light. I've got to follow the understanding. I know what I'm doing is wrong, and I need to just go within completely. So if you do get a message, it's going to be a while before they message you back again, or this could be a connection that takes a while for them to go into healing. They could be in that, by you doing that, has really put them into the dark nights of the soul. And they really know that they have to go into that hermit mode. So you might not get any communication. Even if it's only limited communication you get with them, you won't be having anything at this time, because they're going to really be affected by the fact that you said, no, I'm sorry. I'm quite happy doing my own thing over here, being single, because you're not ready to walk away. You're not ready to do that, being that 3 of Wands energy, where you're willing to turn away from everything from the past and really focus on that the ships are coming in. And because of that, you have to stand in your power. And although they are your addiction, because that's what it can be. Codependency can be an addiction. So whilst you allow yourself to be dictated to with your emotions regarding this person, they're being dictated by their karmic emotions connected to another person or a situation or an addiction or of something that's in low vibration. What don't we see coming in? This is going to be a very hard moment for you to walk away from them when you didn't want them, because maybe they've always walked away from you. Sun in reverse. So you're not going to see the truth, but you are, and the Ace of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Hanged Man. Okay, so the Sun is something that's very warm. So it's going to be a very cold energy. You're not going to have the grace of happiness during this time. Maybe it's not quite the moon energy, but it very much is the things that are unspoken, things unheard, things not knowing. And the only way this person is going to, or the outcome here is that's going to give you some kind of independence. The Devil and the Hanged Man. This person really has to look at themselves and their own toxic ways, because You can't make something happen while this devil energy is around. Although the Ace of Pentacles, so they might want to come in because of your financial security, but they really need to take a long, hard look at themselves with this toxic. Let's clarify the devil again here. But the Hangman is here. So it isn't time for them to move. Okay, so they're realising that the devil creates a lot of burdens for them. They've wasted a lot of time and maybe made a lot of choices that didn't leave them in a good place with this Five of Swords. They've realised that they've hurt a lot of people and in the process hurting themselves. They've had a lot of battles that are going to get through to come away from this energy. Yeah, look, there's the karmic energy right there, the Queen of Wands. So they followed their passion, their vices, their addictions, which led them away from this Empress. Yeah, look, the Empress is connected to the Ten of Cups here, and the Knight of Cups, and the World, and then a Tower. Okay, so somebody's got to transform to become the Emperor. Okay, so as soon as they realise the connection they're in, or the person that is surrounding them is the one that's keeping them locked down, they're going to look at you and say, look, she is my Empress. She's the person that I know I should be with. She's the person who brings me this happiness and joy and this family fulfillment and this energy of being able to grow and just being present. But maybe all they've got is that Knight of Cups. And maybe they're looking, thinking, all I did was give them this Knight of Cups. I wanted the world with them. And they went off on their own. They did their own thing. Look, they looked at me with my Knight of Cups offer and they said, I'm sorry, but I need more than that, and I have to now walk away, because that's what you said in this. Look, you said that, didn't you, when they tried to get through to you? They send these fast-moving messages and you said, no, sorry, darling. They know they have to be the King of Cups, but when they come in, they're going to come in that Queen, the Knight of Cups energy, and you're going to look at them straight in the face and you're going to say, no, I know I deserve the world. I know I deserve more than what you can give me right now. Which is going to put the big Tower into place. You're basically going to crush their ego. Emotions are going to run quite high, and this person may then go into behaviours which are self-sabotaging. And the only way out of this is for them to transform and be the Magician here. And that's when they will evolve into the Emperor. So by doing everything that is set out in the cards, and by you really following the path, the beginning is the Empress and the ending is the Emperor. That is going to initiate them to really step forward, because they realise you really are the person who's meant for them, and they've got to come bigger than this Knight of Cups. If they're not a king or willing to transform into something better, you're not having that. And you said, no, sorry, I will find me somebody that can give me what I know I deserve, or I will wait for what I deserve. I'm not putting up with this Knight of Cups energy, which is going to create a Tower moment, which is why I think when you say this, they go into this Hermit mode, because they realise they have to transform, they have to change, which is the Magician. And that will and then that should lead them into this Emperor energy. Okay, what are the fears surrounding this? What are the fears? The fear that you've completely emotionally walked away when you tell them, no, sorry, it's not good enough. And this creates a new cycle to begin. So we have the Death and we have the Tower. By you saying no to them here, the Death comes in, the Tower, there has to be a new beginning. You've said no to the death of the devil energy. You don't want that. So they think you've emotionally walked away and a new cycle is now going to begin. So the fear is that you're going to start something else. So they might be hot and cold, and they might be blowing hot and cold, but they have to learn to balance that energy out, because when they rush in, they're really all about wanting you. And then because it's kind of filling their ego, when they reach that, they always pull back and go back to this energy of this karmic situation. So somebody, what are they learning? What is their fear? The Ace of Cups and then the Ten of Swords. Okay, so the six of Swords, that they're worried, that the fear is that they've emotionally walked away. You're going to balance your energy out and go and get love somewhere else. And that is going to really, really hurt them. So that is their fear. Their fear is you emotionally walked away and you've started a new connection with somebody who's more balanced in his temperance energy. And you're having that new starting love, that cup that they should have given you when they was only giving this Knight of Cups. They realise now that they should have given this Ace of Cups, and that is making them feel very, very hurt and betrayed and backstabbed in the present moment. Okay, let's just get a couple from the island, and then I will call, because it's the Divine Masculine and it's very much a twin flame reading, I'm going to pull my tattoo twin cards for the Divine Masculine energy. So let's just get us a couple here regarding this. One for presently now. What's going on right now for this? Ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, and preparing for union. So by you standing in your power and really focusing on yourself, you're allowing yourself to transcend, which is starting a new phase for you, which is going to prepare you for union. Even though it seems odd that you have to walk away for something for it to prepare you, that's exactly how it is, because you're now putting in boundaries. Not today. They're not dealing with the hurt, avoiding the conversation, the call, the person, boundaries, and still angry. So when you talk about, no, sorry, this isn't the energy that I want you to come in, and you decline their offer because you know they're not ready to move forward, that person is going to be in that angry situation. So they're going to avoid the conversation about why this has happened, because they know it's them, because they've already been through that moment of self-reflection. Then we have looking at your photos, missing your nostalgia. They want to make new memories. And this is where they get the courage to emotionally walk away from the situation they're in. So at the moment, they're frustrated. What you don't see is they're frustrated in the relationship. There's a lack of confidence. They're very self-sabotaging. They're fearing ego issues. And they're very jealous. The Grim Reaper. This is what the current situation that they're in. The Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. There's no second chances. Grow and transform your life. They need to make the healthy choices in life, in love, self-love, self-care, and being happier. They understand, or they will understand, that that is the energy they have to be in if they want to make the connection with you, because you've made it quite clear, quite apparent that you are not in that low vibration energy, and you've set your boundaries. And if he doesn't want to meet them, then that's okay. But you're not going back on knowing them. You know them better than they know themselves right now, because when you're in that low vibration, you kind of wear your mask to who or what you're doing, and you know that this is the best bet forward. Even though this wasn't meant to be this way, it's exactly the same. It resonates to all the other readings. So this is just for you to confirm that just because I haven't been doing the readings about your Divine Masculine, or those people who are stuck in those third-party situations, this is just taking a deeper insight into what's going on in a Divine Masculine's life, who is stuck in these karmic situations. So Divine, please give me the messages from the Divine Masculine that he wishes to speak in his head and his heart, that he isn't been able to speak with his voice at this present time. Any messages from the Divine Masculine that he isn't able to speak from his head and his heart at this time, but he knows that he needs to, or he wants to get out. Okay, nobody cared like you did, and it felt nice, but then I went into my head. What if you left me? What if you did to me what I did to you? Will you accept me? Will you accept me? So the reason that they're in the connection they're in is because this person accepts all their darkness. This person will accept everything that they put forward. This person doesn't care for them the way that you did. And when they went all off in their head because they were worried that you could hurt them just as much as they hurt you, they ran to somebody who they knew couldn't emotionally hurt them. I've been watching you and looking at your pictures, and that's the second one. Look, photographs. Somebody has been watching you. So this person is watching you. They're stalking on you. I'm not focusing on love because it hurts. I know I need some stability and money, but it will get me there. So this person is thinking the only way they can come into you is by financially making themselves more stable. So that's why they're not ready to move forward. You know, and I said that there was that 3 of Wands there, and they're not ready. Why they're not ready? Because they're not focusing on love. The connection they're in, they're not in love with. It's not a love connection. It's a connection of convenience and somebody who allows them to just do what they want. And they don't have to change with the person that they're with or the situation they're in. They're not, the best is not expected of them. There are no boundaries put into place. I don't understand your transformation, but I love what I see. I never doubted you, my baby girl. My baby girl is shining and I'm proud. So this is when they're looking over for that victory. Look, they're looking at you. Remember that victory card? They're looking and they're watching. They don't understand it, but what's happening to you, they're very proud of you. And that's going to be the emotion that is really going to help this divine masculine to get out of their head and into it. I've broken my own heart looking back at what I've done, which is that 3. Remember that 4 of swords I said? They're now looking back, realising that it's 3 of swords has broken their own heart. And they're the one that's done this to themselves. So it's a real good time for contemplation, especially if they're not connected to you at this Christmas time. I felt trapped. I want you, but my feet won't allow me to follow. So that's when they've got to find the courage. This is when they're in that moment where they give the messages, I want you, but I don't, my feet won't follow, which is why they can't be in this 3 of Wands energy. And they can't move forward with it. They're very much stuck in a cycle of having to release whatever's going on and find their own value and that self-worth and some self-love. So this is the strength. You have no idea how many times I've wanted to message you. So when you message them and say no sorry, they really want to message you back, but they know they have nothing to give you. They can't tell you you are wrong because they know that you are right. And finally, you have seen their bullshit. You've seen their darkness, and they can't fight that. Their vibration is so low, they cannot come back at you. So when you send that message, no, you're not going to have a reply because they know what they've done.